no Cyclops, no bitches, no killing Leviathans, and no weapons of any kind. Some major changes coming to Subnautica 2 that the devs talked about on their Discord after uploading their first dev vlog, which if you don't know about went up yesterday, giving us the first look at Subnautica 2 gameplay. I made a video on it covering everything you missed in those clips. Check it out right here. How's it going, fish gang? My name is Primacon, bringer of fish and news. Please consider hitting the subscribe button if you liked the video. It helps my channel out a ton. What can I say, man? When your enemy is as powerful as the YouTube algorithm or Altera, you'll need all the help you can get. So support the video. The first major revelation comes by Anthony clarifying there will be no Cyclops in Subnautica 2. And I gotta tell ya, as someone who dwells into their Discord server every now and then, Cyclops is one of the most requested features. But I feel like the yearn for Cyclops also comes from how fucking god-awful the vehicles were in Below Zero.
Ugh, brother, ugh. What's that? What's that, brother?
And I was very vocal about this before, where I didn't want them to repeat the Cyclops but just do something else. And looks like that's the route they're going. Don't forget Subnautica 2's multiplayer is a major feature, and the devs are not unaware of how many people requested to co-pilot the Cyclops, thinking it would be really fun. And I'm sure with that idea in mind, they will design a brand new big submarine that you could pilot either solo or with friends. When they use words like ambitious and surprising us, it doesn't hurt to speculate. Next major thing is there will be no weapons in Subnautica 2. I always thought that the fart torpedoes in Subnautica were goofy as fuck. I used them like once or twice and they were just such a hassle to make. I saw no point, absolutely no point in doing that. And from a thematic and narrative perspective, it also didn't make sense at all. You are there to heal a planet, not slaughter its ecological life form. You know as a player you don't belong there and this world isn't yours to conquer. You're there to heal the planet. Goofy fart weapons just take away from that experience in my opinion. Now, does that mean they'll also take away the knife that you used to kill Leviathans? No, they have a different solution for that in mind apparently. They're just straight up making Leviathans unkillable. This has stirred up a lot of discussion on the Subnautica subreddit. Some people love this change, some people hate this change. Before you take your pitchforks up and fucking go onto the streets, twirl your shirt in the air, I want you to know this game will launch in early access. The whole point of early access is so the devs can take player feedback and accommodate that into the game, making changes along the way. If this is something that people genuinely hate and hurts the game, I'm sure they'll change it, but I do take it as a very welcome change. When you realize you can take your stasis rifle and stun lock the crap out of the Reaper as if you're playing Overwatch and just knife it to death, it takes all the fear factor away. I don't know if you've ever seen the true scale between the Reaper Leviathan and the player character, but you're pretty tiny, pretty small. Now I'm sure just because you can't kill Leviathans doesn't mean you can't do anything about them. I'm pretty sure they'll give us options to maybe stun the Leviathans or at least make them give up chase and run away. Maybe use decoy torpedoes like you did in Subnautica. I'm sure they'll give you plenty of options, but just knifing them to death like a goofball isn't gonna be one of them. I'm very open-minded to this change personally. The devs agree with that sentiment. They also think it's boring as fuck, which I agree. I mean, if you've ever seen a video of someone killing a Leviathan, they always speed the video up. And that's for a good reason, because it just takes forever, and honestly, it comes off as something unintentional, rather than something the devs planned as the approach to take with Leviathans. People asking questions about the land walkable areas in Subnautica 2, clearly scarred by the atrocities committed by Below Zero. Honestly, those war crimes were worse than Nintendo's game pricing, but thankfully right now their focus is completely on the meat and potatoes, which is obviously the underwater section of a Subnautica game. They say for Early Access 1 that will be their main focus, and they'll iterate as they go along. If you don't recall, back in the day, they confirmed that Early Access will last for about 2 years plus, the same way it did for Subnautica Below Zero. And I think that is the right approach, starting with what works and what the game is about. Fish. On a side note, they're not sharing any information about how multiplayer interactions will work. That also piqued my curiosity because they showed a lot of multiplayer clips yesterday, and I was like, man, like I wonder if you could just you do simple emotes, right? Wave to each other, flip each other off, the usual. I guess we'll just wait and see. That's it for this video, going over changes coming to Subnautica 2. I do recommend you join their Discord server if you want to stay up to date as things happen. The devs are very active there, but if not, I'll be here to cover any interesting tidbits the devs share on Discord. So make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon to stay up to date when those come out. Thank you for listening to me yap, and Primacon signing out.